Hey there, welcome back to Move Mountains Pilates and your 21-day Pilates challenge. My name is Jess, and how are your quads? Yesterday was your quad day, and I think I filmed that workout. I want to say I would have filmed it on Thursday. Today is Sunday, and I'm still slightly feeling my quads. Friday and Saturday, I was definitely still feeling them, especially the day after on Friday. So, how are yours? How are you doing today? You might have noticed in the title, today is everything besides quads. We're gonna get some good glute work, core work, and shoulder work in, not a whole lot of quad work. And we're using the loop bands for that. So whatever loop band you've got, if you have multiple, leave them close by. I used all 3 of these different resistances today. So use what you got, tie up a longer band if that's all you have, or do the workout without. You'll still get a great burn. I will meet you down on your mat, on your back. Getting settled here, we're gonna start today with some hip rolls or bridges. You have the band around your thighs. You could grab multiple if you want, whatever you have. Feet are close to your bum, parallel sitting bone distance, and since I already have my elbows bent, I'm gonna leave them that way. Let's tuck your tail. Roll the hips up high, find your bridge at the top, enjoy that nice little quad stretch up there, and then melt your way back down, bone by bone. You're pressing down through your upper arms into the mat, and I find that having the elbows bent in this position is really beneficial to keep the shoulders open wide, and it's gonna make you feel more stable. You might be able to find more control over that rolling motion by pressing down through your upper arms. And of course, you're keeping stable tension on your band, not allowing the knees to cave in at all, but instead keeping that outwards pressure. Really give yourself a nice tuck of your tail. That's going to help you to open up through the front of your thighs and through your hip flexors. We'll do about 3 more. Using these basic hip rolls to help you tune into your body today. Notice how easy or hard it might be to articulate your spine bone by bone today. Are you deviating side to side? Are you able to roll through center? Are you able to keep that stable band tension? Can you even maybe feel your core turning on to help you roll? Tucking the tail, the core cinches up to lead the way. Of course, the glutes and hamstrings will work really hard to get you up. And then you leave the tail tucked for as long as possible. Last one, we're holding it up there. And then while holding it, keep that tail tucked, ribs drawn down a little, pulse into your band. Pressing equally between both legs. I automatically put my hands on my hips so I can feel what's going on there, making sure that I am pressing equally. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then let's hip. And then let's do some, what are they called? And then let's do some pulses. Dip down an inch, lift. Down an inch, lift, squeezing through your glutes, releasing and then squeezing. Almost like that's the whole reason for the pulse, is just because your bum cheeks go lazy for a second and then you squeeze them again. Lazy and then you squeeze. Let's try 3, 2, 1. Now, can you release one bum cheek, squeeze and change sides? So you're alternating with your hip dips there, trying to level off your hips in between each time. And you'll definitely feel some heat through your glutes, opening up through the front of your thighs. Let's continue there with another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Level off your hips. Now, can you roll down the left side of your back? Get the tail to touch and then roll up that same left side. Then roll down your right side and roll up that right side. We have lost our typical Pilates organization. So There's no right or wrong way to really do this one. It will feel wonky because it is wonky. I'm trying to truly roll through that side of my back, and my knees go a little wonky, my hip is higher than the other, and I release to kind of a neutral at the bottom before I tuck and roll back up. Trying to keep that band pulled apart. You'll notice that the hip that's higher than the other, that glute's working more. It's almost like the bottom glute gets lazy and the top glute is picking up its slack. Let's try about 3 more. 2. Try to finish evenly, probably finishing by rolling up your right side. And once you're up there, level off your hips. Let's do 1 more round of pulses. Keeping hips high. Press down deeper through those upper arms. We're almost done with your bridges today. Let's just go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down, hug the knees. Maybe rock side to side. That definitely got into the glutes. Good. Now, let's take your band, put it around your feet, and use it to stretch your legs for a second. Maybe you sway, maybe you bend and lengthen your legs. And then let's use the band for 1 leg circle. I'm gonna take my right leg out, keep the left one in. Right leg for me is long on the floor, but it could be bent for you if that feels better. Then you're just circling nice and big, taking that leg in, down, out and around, a big circle coming from your hip. Holding on to that band however works best for you. The more tension you have, typically the better, so that you can really pull your leg back up towards you each time. 1 more this direction, and then let's reverse it at the top. As you do this, can you keep your hips pretty stable on the floor? It's okay to have a little bit of a rock side to side, but control that. Keep that opposite right hip heavy. Maybe using the exhale as legs opens. Last one, and then let's just change legs. Whenever you're ready, whatever direction you want to start in. Use that exhale as the leg opens to the side. Pulling the leg towards you a little deeper each time. Last one this direction, and then reverse. Finding that little bit of attention on your obliques. 2 more. Last one, and then we're getting deep into the abs. Grab the band and hold it in your hands. Legs are reaching long, arms are reaching long to the sky. Let's just keep a tiny bit of pressure into your band. Nod your chin. Flex up so the band hovers over your thighs and you find imprint. And then lower yourself back down. Exhale, draw your ribs down into the mat as you reach your way up. Inhale, lower. Using the reach of your arms to guide the way. And all the while, you're keeping just a tiny bit of tension on your band the whole time. Let's keep going for about 3 more of those ones. And if you prefer doing hands behind your head, you could go there. Or if you're better with your head and neck down completely, you can do any other sort of ab work you want. But if you're following along, this time let's hold it up there at the top and twist side to side. You're keeping that tension on your band and you're keeping your hands in line with your shoulders, reaching up a little higher each time you go across. But can you keep your hips stable? Equal weight across those 2 hips. Just twisting from your waist. Hands staying in line with your shoulders, not worrying about reaching wide to the side, but instead just that twist. We have 4, 3, 2, 2, 1, and let's hold it over and pulse. Maybe you crunch up higher and higher. Maybe you pull on the band a little. Try to keep that opposite hip down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it right over to your second side and pulse there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower back down. Awesome. Now let's just flip over to your belly. Take that loop with you. I think I'm gonna swap mine for a slightly lighter one, my medium one. Legs are about mat width. We're doing your breaststroke prep number 2. So arms are long by your sides. You're holding the band in your hands. Head is hovered, shoulders start rounded forwards, and your tail is rooted down, tail tucked. Let's pinch the shoulder blades together and then hover up. Give that band a tiny little pull. And then lower yourself down, let the shoulders round forwards. Inhale, set the shoulders. Exhale, lift, reaching your knuckles to your feet to pull you up. And remember your neck alignment. That neck stays long. You're not looking forwards, but instead, the back of your neck stays wrinkle-free. And your eye gaze might go towards the top of your mat, but not a lot further than that. 3 more. 2, finding that work right between the shoulder blades as you glide them together each time. This time, let's hold it up and pulse into your band. Pull it apart, apart, apart. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press yourself back, take a shell stretch. Take a big breath or two. And then we have some arm work with this loop band. So let's start with the band held just in your hands and elbows are tucked in by your sides. I think I'll turn like 45 degrees so you can see sort of from the side, sort of from the front. Now, keeping your elbows tucked in, just pull the band and then release and pull. You could stay down low, you could come up tall kneeling, up to you. Tall kneeling is just a bit more of a balance challenge. Feel how your shoulders open wide as you pull. And depending on your band tension, it might not be a big motion. For me, it's not super big, but definitely if I had my heaviest band, I'd hardly be pulling, but it'd still be working. So it's okay if it's a small motion. Just make sure those elbows stay tucked by your sides. You're not pulling your elbows out, just the hands. Let's go for just 2 more. And then from there, let's now keep your arms straight. Keep some tension on the band. Raise your arms all the way up and all the way down. I like to use the exhale as the arms are forwards. Inhale at the top. Exhale as arms are forwards. Inhale at the bottom. That way, if you're tall kneeling, you have more stability there. It becomes a little wobbly as arms go forwards. So do what you need to do to prevent yourself from wobbling. Do you still have that same tension on your band? Make sure that, we'll just go for 2. And then I want you to pause up at the top. Then pull on your band, let your elbows open wide. The band might go to the top of your head, kind of like King Kong roaring. That's what I think anyways, like a big roar. I probably shouldn't roar for you on camera, but you know what I mean. You can roar in your own house if you want. I won't judge. How much can you spread your hands apart? Pull on that band. Give me 3, 2, 1. Release that. And then let's now take your hands just on the inside of your band. Arms reach forwards. You're gonna row and twist. Twisting towards that bent elbow. And if your band is too tense, feel free to do it without, or maybe even do it with your front arm just bent in front of you. That way you don't have to pull as much. Whatever works. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake that out. Then I think let's do arms up again. Since we're mobilizing the spine so much, let's also go through a side bend. Pull one elbow down, reach it up, change sides. As you pull your elbow, you're leaning over to that side. Maybe you look down at that knee. And again, if this doesn't work with your band, feel free to do it without. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1, and release. Okay, then hands are on the inside of your band again. From there, elbows stay in by your waist, sort of. Elbows stay the same distance apart. You're gonna keep some tension on your band. Bring your elbows forwards and up, and then forwards and down. So what I mean about your elbows is you don't want them sticking out to the sides as you do that, but keep your elbows narrow, just in line with where your hands are. And keeping a tiny bit of tension, keeping those elbows narrow. How high can you get your elbows forwards and up? Probably if you're truly keeping the elbows bent to 90, you're not gonna go super high. Otherwise you might be reaching your arms. And that's not the purpose of this. We're trying to keep really steady and just glide from your shoulders. Getting deep into those external shoulder rotators and deep into the shoulder stabilizing muscles. The first couple might have felt easy, but you're not thinking that now, are ya? I'm sure not. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. And then put your band around the upper arms. You're gonna tie yourself in nice and tight. Hands go on the floor. Fingers are spread wide. And then we have push-ups. Bend your elbows, bring your chest down. Exhale, press up. So you'll notice that the band actually supports you as you go down. It's actually making the exercise easier. You could stick from your knees, or you could go into your modified plank, knees out further, hips are more open, then push up, making sure you hold yourself in that long line. Or maybe it's a full plank. Choose your poison. Try 5 more. 4, 3, waist is tight. 1 more. And no more. It's still a push-up, it's still tough. It might be better than a normal push-up with that band support, but still a push-up. Next, let's put the band around the ankles. And I think I'm gonna go 1 notch up to my second heaviest band. With the band around your ankles, lie on your side. Bottom arm supports the head, 1 long line, head to feet. Okay, lift your bottom waist. If you're down low, you should be able to at least get the sensation of lifting away from the floor, finding that mouse hole underneath you. Then lift your top leg and lower. Pull that band apart as you lift. Control it as you go down. Maybe you point the toes on the way up, flex the ankle on the way down. Or if that's too much on your brain today, just do one or the other, but no floppy feet. Can you keep that sensation of your mouse hole reaching long out of your top hip to keep this top waist nice and lengthened too? That's what the goal of that mouse hole is to keep your hips stacked really stable so that you're truly going into your end range of your hip and not letting other things compromise your form. Try another 3. Maybe you stretch that band a little bit more. Last one there. And then let's hold it up. Tiny circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Okay. Now, pick up your feet and put them a little bit forward of your body. Stick your tail out so that you haven't left your tail tucked. Your spine is still long. You're reaching out of your hip. Bottom waist is lifted. Now, lift your top leg. Find a tiny bit of tension on your band. Keep your tension as you tap your toe forwards and as you tap your toe back. We're doing rainbows. So bringing your legs forward should make that more manageable. Just make sure your torso is staying steady and you're able to keep stable band tension during that whole rainbow shape. If you want it more challenging, maybe legs go further back, but just to the point where you can still keep your stability when your leg goes behind you. Make sure you don't lose tension on your band. If not, put your legs further forwards. And I know you're dying. It's okay, I am too. We have 5, 4, you've got this. 3, 2, last one. Awesome job. Whew. Okay, let's do an intermission. Lie down on your back, still with your band around your ankles. Lift your legs in the air, find your imprint, keep some tension on your band. Exhale, reach your legs away. Inhale, bend them in. You could always flex your ankles as you reach, point as you bend, whatever, either or. Try to keep that stable tension, legs apart, and try to hold your imprint. If that doesn't feel good, feel free to do any other ab exercise. Getting the blood flowing through those thighs. That might help with that quad soreness from the other day. Try just 2. And last one, hold it long where you can maintain your imprint. Pulse out into your band. Breathing through that for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And then one more thing. We did this, I think, earlier on in the challenge with no band. Legs straight up, crisscrosses. Walk one ankle down, then the other, and keep going until you're strong and stable through your core, and then walk it back up. Keeping those legs long and strong, you've got this. Hip flexors and quads do work a little bit here, but we won't be here for very long. Let's just try one more of those walks up and down. You've got this. Okay, and then we'll do our other side. Flip it over. Find your perfect long line, head to feet. Lift that bottom waist and top leg only, up and down. Pull on that band, get it stretched nice. I almost said nice and tight, but you don't, I guess you do stretch it tight. Yeah, nice and tight, stretch it nice and tight. Breathing through that for 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Now pick up your, nope, we have circles first. I almost forgot circles. Lift up, tiny circles. Trying to stay as stable as possible. 3, 2, 1, reverse. 3, 2, 1, lower down. Okay, now we pick up our feet and get ready for rainbows. Stick that tail out, get your spine neutral again. Lift the top leg, find your tension. Keep that tension as you rainbow. Doesn't that sound so nice? You're doing Pilates rainbows. But of course, rainbows are always deadly. Any style of rainbow tends to hurt in the best way. You've got this. 5, 4, keeping the front of your core tight to help you stabilize your torso. 2 more. And last one. Awesome. Lie down on your back. Slip your feet out of that band and do a figure 4 stretch. Ooh, so tight in that hip. I'm gonna keep my foot on the floor because that's where I actually need this stretch. Maybe easing in and out, maybe rocking side to side. Feel free to hug your legs in if that's where you need the stretch. I find foot on the floor gets more into the hip joint area, whereas if you hug your legs, it's more the back of your glute. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Change legs. Open up. Settling through your breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flip over to your knees. I know your quads are sore from yesterday, so let's do a quad stretch. Take 1 foot forwards. Let's stay with your hip over top of your knee. Just tuck your tail. Find that stretch running up your quads. Should feel quite good after yesterday's workout. You could always lift that same arm as the leg being stretched and take it into a side bend. Big breath. And then let's also open the hip forwards, more hip flexor focus, bending deep into that front leg. Breathe deeply there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Change legs, staying tall at first. All you're doing is tucking the tail, digging your knee down into your mat. And maybe you lift that arm and side bend away from the thigh. Big breath. And then open further forward. Squeeze that back glute. Reach out of your front knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you're all done. I hope that felt good to not work your quads as much, but instead lots of good ab work, shoulder work, and glute work today. If you haven't already, give this video a big thumbs up. Comment, let me know how your quads are doing. Mine were literally sore for like 3 days, so how are yours doing so far? How's going to the toilet? How's walking up those stairs? Let me know in the comments. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Awesome job today. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.